வணக்கம் என் பேர் முகமது கனி நான் லிம்ரா எஜுகேஷன் கன்சல்டோட டைரக்டர் உங்க எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும் லிம்ரா has a YouTube channel and we've been having more than 1,30,000 people have been following this YouTube channel. Parents நிறைய வந்து எனக்கு seminars வரல counseling parents kept on asking question about medical studies in abroad and you all know very well about Limra living sending students for medical studies particularly mainly focusing for Philippines for the last 15 years. Now I have a very interesting guest who has been also into Philippines. And as an office in both in Maharashtra as well as in Pune, I would like to welcome the guest, Mr. Cadwin Pillai. Welcome to Limra YouTube channel.
Hi, sir. Hi. Thank you for giving me and the chance to practice.
Right. So, right. Just a quick about Mr. Cadwin Pillai. He's the CEO and Director of Transfer Edical Private Limited in Pune and Director of NM Bardia Hospital and Director of St. Andrew Education Foundation, mostly based in Maharashtra, as well as frequently travel between India and Philippines. So again, welcome to our channel, Mr. Cadwin.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, I have small, I don't know whether you take this as a complimentary or what. Actually, we have a name for you. Do you know that what actually your name is Cadwin, but there is another name that in our association we kept on calling you. Do you know the name?
No, sir, name? I'm not aware. I'm not aware of it.
You're not sure about? We call you Cool. You know that?
That's good.
Seriously, there is a name because see, I never seen. See, we've been knowing each other for more than 10 years. So throughout all our consultants, wherever we travel or for any kind of seminars or meetings, or when we meet in Philippines, in the school or in any common platform or in the students' graduation, you always seems to be very cool and calm and more relaxed. I don't know what is the secret actually.
So I think, yeah, it's actually the support and other things are provided by everybody who is together with us. And I think I'm always in a relaxed situation because of the people around me, more than anything else, I suppose. So.
But to be frank, I admire actually. I don't know like how you can keep your mind always calm and cool because of course you've been answering or you've been responsible. Say you're running a medical hospital, you have a medical university, you have a nursing college, you do pre-medicine program, then you have an FMC training institute, you have a Neet coaching. The list is goes on and on and on and on. And I don't think so that 24 hours in a day is sufficient for you. But how you're balancing it? Because it's just something that an elderly person, I just need to take these tips before I go into the channel.
So I think two things. One is the people around are very, very important because the support that they provide definitely helps you no matter what you do. And there's something else also which I take advice and I actually take motivation from you, which is actually exercise. Exercise definitely is always helpful to mental stress and other things to calm it down. Exercise is the best way, and that I think, sir, you are the best example for that as well, and that generally helps.
Thank you, thank you. I can take this as a compliment. Okay, now I have a quick question, which we've been discussing on and off on the phone. You've been traveling across North India. Than creating an awareness of medical studies, particularly in Philippines. How is the general response in the parents and the students community? General response, like when you go do a seminar, I saw a lot of press interviews that have been given recently.
So, so there is actually quite a bit of eagerness towards Philippines, as you might know that see over the last 2 decades almost now, Philippines has been one of the most sought after destinations for foreign medical education. And because of the large number of graduates that we have back in India after completion of the course, திரும்ப return வந்துட்டு நிறைய பேர் இங்க இந்தியால practice பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. And in general, because of that itself, you have a lot of other people who then find out about this, then they seek to learn more. Okay, why are there so many doctors? Why are there so many people who are working over there? Why is that good review? Why is that positive vibe about it there? So, and Philippines even right now currently is under a lot of transition that has happened over the last few months and years with regards to its policies for foreign medical education specifically, for foreigners to come to their country and study. So because of that, that buzz is there, that need to know. Everybody wants to understand what is happening, what are the current updates and all. So there is quite a bit of a positive buzz that is going around everywhere, and we can expect some very good improvements soon. They are completely changing their system as well, locally for their own students and for foreign students. So definitely there is a positive vibe which is going around for Philippines. Yeah.
Okay, very well said. So just a summary, it's like I always say first the parents give importance for the quality, which is the number one best quality. Second, the advantage about the infrastructure what in Philippines. I was reading an article recently, or 1 month I was in Philippines. I was reading an article. There's a comparison between India and Philippines. Like India, we have already crossed 140 crores
Yeah.
population, and Philippines around between 16 to 17 crores population. So it's still like 110 if it's the ratio.
Yeah.
But the amount of healthcare they give importance, Filipinos, they give importance, whether it comes to nursing or paramedical, mainly for doctors, they are actually the largest students provider or the education provider when it comes to healthcare
Yeah.
across the world, which is like number one. Even when I was doing a small data, the collection of data, nursing, they produce over close around 4 lakhs to 4.5 lakhs with a small population of 16 crores. They produce over 4.5 lakhs. And I'm shocked to see that doctors, both the domestic of the Philippine nationality as well as the foreign nationality, more than the last 7 to 10 years, almost more than 18,000 to 20,000 doctors have graduated in Philippines overall. That is, I'm not talking about the Indian students. Overall, with all the other nationalities as number one. So, what is your point of view in not just sending students from India? You lived in Philippines for half of the time. You had a chance to meet all the other country nationality students, the students coming from Africa, from Thailand, from Middle East, from Malaysia, from various parts. Why even the international students apart from India, they prefer or they choose
Yes.
Philippines?
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't hear the last part. If you can repeat.
No. So my question actually, why even not just India, even the other nationality students coming from Malaysia, from Singapore, and even from Middle East, even from I saw students coming from Africa, from US, their first choice of doing medicine when it comes to when it comes to choose medicine, they always have Philippines as number one destination. What was your idea about getting more number of international students? Why they are selecting Philippines from your point
Yes,
of view?
yes, sir. So yeah, definitely, this is something that is mainly prevalent throughout the entire world. As you were mentioning, you will find a lot of Filipino graduates, Filipino doctors, Filipino nurses, healthcare professionals across the board in almost every single major country, Gulf country, and it is something which has been happening for decades on end. There are multiple reasons for this. Multiple reasons. One is, of course, the language itself. Communication is very much more easier with Filipino nationals when they travel abroad, and of course, when our people or foreigners also go over there to speak or just to understand to be able to understand the teaching, understand the is a huge help. The quality education definitely is a key point. You have very good quality education, especially in the healthcare sector, and that is reflected now. It is, India, of course, is known throughout the world for providing good healthcare professionals. They're known throughout the world for it. But even over here in India, you have a lot of people who are aware of this because when our people also go to countries such as the Gulf or other places, you see a lot of Filipino nationals who are working in the healthcare sector because of the quality of education that is provided, because the quality of healthcare professionals who are coming out from that system. You then have those people see them work, see in that environment, and they then, that creates a positive chain. Once again, you have then a continuous chain of people coming out once again, seeing what quality of education is provided in these countries. Then of course, you also have the fact that the degree is recognized throughout the world also, generally speaking, because of the curriculum that it is they are being provided with. Not just the quality of education in terms of teaching, but also the practice that a lot of them are getting when they are training in their medical field. So all these factors really help quite a bit. So we have a lot of inquiries. I've seen that the colleges are generating a lot of inquiries even from other countries. In fact, a lot of US nationals also are looking to pursue medical education in the Philippines. Yeah, they are
Philippines.
coming over there because of the quality of education. Now, those guys, they can go to any other country throughout the world, but they are choosing the Philippines. You have a lot of European nationals also who are choosing the Philippines to pursue their education. That is because of the quality that is being provided over there, that they can see in the Filipino healthcare workers who are working in their own country as well. So generally, that helps.
Okay. So put it in a cut short. First, we can say about the first can be quality of
Yeah,
education. Second can be the
yeah,
affordability. Also, it will be the second choice because when the students travel, they always look at the affordability too.
yeah.
And the third, like Philippines, they give more important for the third, and the fourth, also one of the safest place because I've traveled about 30 plus countries, but I always feel Philippines is like my second hometown. Extremely safe, and always you can roam around and you feel better. The fourth and the fifth, I can even tell about the kind of doctors they have produced to the world, not just for India, the kind of doctors they produce to the world. So this can be the major destination for when it comes to medicals or when it comes to the international students to study medicine. Okay, now coming back again, I have a very serious question. Now, anytime the NEET result will be out, maybe like we are expecting either tomorrow or day after tomorrow, anytime the NEET result will be out. Now, how is the current response when you travel for education across, like doing for seminars or creating awareness? How is the current market for Philippines? How do you feel? Because I travel only within Tamil Nadu,
Yes, yes,
but you travel across, like go to different places like Maharashtra or Rajasthan or Gujarat. You
yes.
always keep traveling. So, what is the response with the current because of the NEET expected result in another 1 or 2 days time?
Yes, yes, sir. So this is a very, very crucial time for these students, and as you are rightly saying, with the results coming out soon, students already, because of the answer key coming out last week, they have an idea of where they are scoring, and compared to last year and the years before, this time's result is expected to be, the cutoff is expected to be very low. That is because the paper was very difficult, and because of the paper being difficult, everybody is a little nervous. And another thing which has happened is that there, see, a lot of the students who are writing this exam, it is not as much in Tamil Nadu, I think, but a lot of the other states, because NEET became the center of focus for a lot of the other states many years ago. Even yeah, they're writing the exam for the fourth or fifth time. So, and that is why you have this accumulation of nearly 25 lakh students who are writing the exam. So finally they are at a stage where they're saying that, I do not really want to rewrite this exam. I want to look at options. I want to really go ahead. And with the exam being as difficult as it was, students are looking for alternatives. They are looking for alternatives. They are seeing that, if I want to become a doctor, this is the only choice that I might have. So you have one set of students who are that way, and you have another set of students who, like I said before, who are writing for the first time, but they have seen that, especially over the last few years, there are a large number of graduates from the Philippines who are coming out. There are a large number of students who are practicing in the workforce. So because of that, there is a lot of good vibe about the Philippines when they see those doctors. Now, what each and every person is also very key on from these two sets of students is the regulatory changes also which has happened within the Philippines over the last few months. So all that has created this positive buzz quite a bit. So everybody is just very eager for the results to come out before taking their decision. And I can say that yes, over the last few weeks, the meetings that we have had has really created, a lot of uh, inquiries. It has created a lot of people who are looking to join and see what Philippines medical education actually is.
So, which means like Philippines is always will be the number one destination for the Indian students. because when it comes to the whole parameter like quality, education, affordability, and the most important thing we're not touched about the FMG.
Yes, yes. So yeah,
So
yeah.
because you've been running the FMG in North India and I've been running the FMG in South India, when we say about the FMG passing percentage in the last 6 to 10 years, like you can say about 6 to 10 years, over 85% of our students graduated from Philippines have cleared the exam either in the first attempt or the second attempt. Maybe like the COVID was a slightly challenge for them when they go have to take
Yeah.
the exam. But if you see between the last 6 to 10 years, I'm quite surprised because I'm caretaking or taking care of all the students. That is not only from students from Philippines, even from other
Yeah.
nationality. But what makes me a surprise, the Philippines graduate can clear the FMG exam maximum preparation of 3 to 4 months time. And some of our children, they just prepared the exam, the materials what we provide during the time of COVID. They never even went to the classes. I was always surprised because when I see from the students from Philippines, they say that we don't find any difficulty in the exam. It whatever we study, they just ask in the exam. And you believe or not, 2021, 22, 23, the students from DMSF, the students from Philippines are the FMG toppers in the top 10.
Yes.
Some of the rank holders like 240, 243, 245, that the results. Even the top 10, we had about 7 doctors across from the
That's
India and all were from Philippines. We had a celebration of the kind of a small celebration we did. Hope you remember
yes,
that.
yes, yes, definitely. No, that is something which we eagerly wait for every single year, and it has become almost a tradition, as you might know, sir. That when the results come out, we just call each other to find out, sir, எவ்வளோ பேர் வந்திருக்காங்க, எந்த rank இந்த வாட்டி, எந்த இதுன்ட்டு, and it is a tradition almost at this point, where we've been able to see these students always be a part of the top 10, always have a good high percentage.
And the top 10, again, there will be at least 5 to 7 will be
Exactly.
Philippines. Top 10, 5 to 7 will be just from Philippines. All 1, 2, 3, 4, all will be. And this is consecutive. Like you can say, like hat trick. The last 3, 4 years, it was a hat trick
Yes,
moment
yes,
for
that's right.
us.
That's right. So really, that,
Okay. Now I
that
have
has really shown
now I
the.
have something very serious. I think
Yeah, yeah. Please, please go ahead, sir.
okay. I have something serious. Like we received an advisory from NMC on 19th May. Have you gone through that
Yes, yes,
advisory?
yes. I have gone through the.
Like comparatively from last year, that is MCI or NMC has been releasing an advisory every year onwards. Since like for 2021, they have had 22, they had one advisory, 23, they have had an advisory, 24. Now this advisory, all the points most of the students and parents knows, even like your course duration should be 54 months. After your graduation, you should do 1 year of internship. Clinical must be done in the same medical school, the same country, and the medium of instruction should be in English. And the subject, all the 19 subject which delivered in India. So all these points in general, every parent's aware of
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
things. And the main question, which is like point number 5, which is like registered with the respective professional regulatory body, or means they get option, or otherwise, just one second, okay. Otherwise, competent to grant license to practice medicine in the respective jurisdiction of the country in which the medical degree is awarded at par with the license to practice medicine given to the citizen of the country. Now, this is something is actually NMC is actually slightly lower down. Previously, they were only insisting for
Mm.
license. And that is the time a lot of parents, when they come for counseling, they ask me questions. Sir, இப்போ Georgia போனா லைசன்ஸ்க்கு தனியா ஒரு எக்ஸாம் எழுதணும், ரஷ்யால லைசன்ஸ் தனியா எக்ஸாம். Even a lot of students when they come to Philippines, they ask me the same question. So லைசன்ஸ்க்கு எக்ஸாம் எழுதணும். We say yes, if it's required, we may say that you have to sit for an exam called PLE. But the new advisory is open
Yes.
door. That means they're giving an option. Either you go for registration with the local medical council or the local medical body, or you have to go for license. So how do we see from the last advisory to this advisory from your point of view?
Yeah, it's a lot more clearer. I think they have painted a more clear picture, and they've given it out at the right time also for students to take their decisions, because there is a lot of confusion. You have a lot of these countries and advisories, is that whatever it is, which has come over the past few years, where students may not have a completely clear idea of what needs to be done, and this is at the ideal time as well, and it is very much more very 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 clear, as you were mentioning, it is giving the students the pathway that, okay, fine, you have to have that full license, or else you have to be registered with that body. So if you have these two, and the reason that the NMC has given these also is very good, because they want to ensure that what degree you are getting over there allows you to become a doctor in that country. They want to make sure that what education is being imparted to you is good enough to allow you to practice. Because see, I do not want to name the places or anything like that, but there are certain places which do not have a course or anything which is made at par with what they are providing to the locals. They have something which is a little bit easier, and just made to, you can say, almost print degrees and give it out. And that is what NMC wanted to really stop. They wanted to ensure that, yeah, they wanted to ensure the quality education is given. Quality education is ultimately what NMC wants to ensure, that they want to see that, okay, fine, is this enough for you to become a doctor in that country, what degree you are getting. So for that, there are two simple ways. One is get registered with that body, or get the license that is required over there. And they made it very much clear. And if the country or the colleges can ensure this, well and good. That means that the quality of education that they are giving is up to the mark. Yeah, it is a very clear and good notification that they have given.
Okay. I know the answer, but still I want you to share, because we both are in two different zones, like you're in north and I'm in south. In general, parents always knows when they select Philippines, first they have to do 1 year of pre-medicine, because that's the pathway for them to get into medicine program, because everybody knows the Philippines follow the American way of teaching.
That's right.
Pre-medicine program for the Indian students, 1 year, if I'm not wrong, correct? The pre-medicine program for the Indian students in Philippines medical universities, they offer for 1 year,
Sir,
correct?
I just missed that last part, sir. I'm sorry. Can you repeat?
Okay. The pre-medicine program for the Indian students will happen for 1 year. Like it's like 12
Yes,
months,
sir. Yes, sir.
correct?
Around that time, just a little bit over. Yeah,
Roughly. And then the 4.5 years comes to the regular medical duration, which is required by the National Medical
that's right.
Commission.
That's right, sir.
So together, the total duration will be 5.5 years. That is like, I'm talking about the only the academic side. When the
That's right.
child or the student interested to join medicine in Philippines, first 1 year they do pre-medicine, and then after completing pre-medicine, then they do 4.5 years
Of
of
the MD
medicine.
course. That's right.
Okay. Okay. Now here there is a small of course, a lot of advisory. I have an advisory from the Commissioner of Higher Education Department, which is officially sealed and signed about an year before. This also says very clearly the foreign nationality or the students coming from international, their course curriculum is for 54 months, which is like 4.5 years. And after they graduate from the respective medical school, they allowed to do 1 year of
That's right.
internship, which is
And
as per the NMC 18/2021 is required.
that's right, sir.
Okay, so this is comes from the Commissioner of Higher Education
Yes.
Department. And I don't know whether you have gone through this particular information which we received from the last year. This is something like 11th June 2024. Very promising one last year.
Yeah. That's right.
This also says very clearly that the Indian students can get a 1 year of internship and 54 months data, because still there are a lot of families when they come for counseling, they want to know what is the duration,
Yeah.
how they study pre-medicine, what is the duration for pre-medicine. So they always have a confused. So I want to make sure that, because every time I say from south, and at least what is actually going in the north India, that's the reason I've asked this question.
Actually,
So again, repeat, 1 year of pre-medicine.
Pre-medicine, then you have the MD, which will go for 4.5 years, and that MD is ultimately, the duration is what they are looking at. And in NMC, when the students come back, and as you rightly said, sir, there are very few countries where the notice has been put out by the education department itself. And this notice that you're speaking about, which had come last year, is actually available on their website as well, where they have
Yes.
Yes, it is on their website, where they have clearly mentioned that the duration of the course, after doing that MD, after doing the 4.5 year MD, they also allow for the internship as well. So everything is allowed. And this, though it is not only directly put to the Indian students or anything, it is for all students. Colleges can provide this degree, the students can pursue this, they can do their internship. It has been mentioned specifically for the Filipino and foreign students. This regulation is equal.
Equal.
It has mentioned over here
This
clearly.
is
It is
equal.
for the Filipino and the foreign students both. It has been mentioned very clearly over there, and that is what the NMC ultimately is looking for. What kind of education, what is the course duration, all these things, and this has been put up. So yes, definitely a lot of parents have this doubt still, and it is prevalent even in the north because see, Philippines, of course, earlier it was a different system.
But if you see parents'
Yeah,
point of angle, they don't mind spending another 6 months or 1 year because they know the quality in Philippines is far much better than any
exactly,
other
exactly.
country. So that even I want to summary in a very short,
Yeah,
short, short way. For example, yesterday I had a family. They came for counseling. I said them, okay, if your son wants to study medicine in India, it's only 4.5 years of MBBS program and 1 year of internship. It's like 5.5 years. But அங்க வந்து என்ன ஒரு பெரிய challenge, either the boy has to score 550 plus marks in NEET, or he should be in a position to afford to get a medical seat in a private medical college where the cost starts from 20 lakhs rupees per year and the total budget comes to one
yeah,
and a half
yeah.
crores. So when I was actually telling a general calculation, the 1 year what they study additional, like the internship, it is actually a bonus for the boy or the student to get a clinical experience and
Yeah,
exposure.
that's right, sir.
And that is one. And second, the most important, as for the NMC is required, any foreign nationality from any country they graduate, they have to come back to India. At current, we are talking about FMG. Tomorrow, it can be any other competitive exam they may call next, or they may name it some other
Yeah,
name also. So whatever is there, and after that, they have to do one more year of
that's right.
internship.
That's right.
So which means overall, if they select for medical studies, still comparatively the students are going. This is from general point of I'm talking. I'm not saying that don't go here or don't go there. I'm not saying general comparison chart. I may wrong, just correct me. General comparison. If a student generally go to Russia, for example, which I've seen their details from the Russian embassy, they say 6 years you have to study medicine and 1 year of internship. So 6 plus 1, 7 years they spend in Russia, come back to India, they have to sit for the FMG exam or the licensing exam. Then they have to do 1 year of internship. The duration will be
It's
slightly
a
higher
bit
of
higher.
8 years, maybe like eight
That's
and a
right.
half years. And most of the countries, like Soviet Union split up country, we can talk about like Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, all this country. But still, the parents, they were very clear and they say if they select Philippines, still they're saying 6 months of time, even though they study 1 year of pre-medicine and 4.5 years of medicine program and 1 year of internship. Even if they come back and do 1 year of internship for 7.5 years, still they're saving 6 months of the time. And the most important thing, they can get the licensing exam or the clearing the FMG exam. The passing percentage is high because the
Clinical
clinical
training.
experience and exposure, what they get in Philippines, and the hands-on
Exactly,
practice.
exactly, sir. And on top of this, another point that you need to remember is that the course is starting even slightly earlier for us in comparison to a lot of these other places. Our course is always expected to start a little bit prior in comparison in the Philippines, in comparison to a lot of the other countries where students are going to pursue. So yeah, it is the course duration that we're speaking about over here is generally one of the best packages if you actually compare with a lot of other places where students are going to pursue medical education. And like you are mentioning, the practical exposure ultimately is key to you for you to perform well in the FMG examination, because FMG or the next exam, whatever it is, and அந்த எக்ஸாம்ல கூட என்னது பாக்குறாங்கன்னா, they are trying to understand how good a student will be when they are actually practicing in we are able to assure them good quality practical exposure, those students generally perform much better in the FMG. There are some hospital visitations and rotations, as you might already know, it starts very early for our students. They start going to the hospitals. We have some of the largest attached hospitals in the Philippines with our colleges as well. So they start going very early on to these places. They start getting this hands on knowledge which helps them perform well in the next or the FMG exam, whatever it'll be called as when the students come back.
Now, you know the data I have in Tamil Nadu. You want to share the data, the rough data, which I have.
Yeah.
Close to around 3,900 students have registered in Tamil Nadu Medical Council just from Dava Medical School Foundation in the last 7 to 9 years. 3,900 plus students. And every year there will be at least 250 plus students will be registered. This is, I'm talking about the report, only the FMG clear students.
Yes.
I'm not telling the students who are studying in Philippines. I'm only telling about the FMG cleared students. This is one. Second, I was little surprised the amount of data that I've collected through my own students. Over around 790 students have actually moved to UK. You know that 790 students have cleared PLAB 1 and PLAB 2. 2 weeks before, I received a very long, thankful message from one of the students. She's a topper in DMSF. She completed her FMG in the first attempt. She was serving as a medical officer in CMC Bangalore, which is the top. They don't they don't they don't take anything like second level or third level. They don't compromise. She served in CMC Bangalore for 2 years. Then now she has moved to UK as a registered doctor because she has done a PLAB 1 and PLAB 2. The thank message was overwhelming because she's coming from a very small village. I know like somewhere from very small village near Kanchipuram where they don't have any idea about going abroad, any idea. Somewhere they saw my interview. The family believed on us. They never have any medical background, no family. Both the mom and dad are farmers. Nothing. She's the first graduate in the whole village, the small village near Kanchipuram. The father is just a farmer. And a week before, when I received a very beautiful message, I was actually speechless. I was thanking her, and I don't have a word because the words what she wrote, what is the experience she has actually studied in Philippines in DMSF. She's thanked the faculty members, she thanked her fellow mates, and she's a topper. Her name is Priyadashni. She's a topper in 2019 in DMSF. Across all the other 400 graduates, she's a topper. Now, I have seen a lot of testimonials in South. How about your experience? Because you must be seeing from Gujarat, from Rajasthan, from Maharashtra. How was your experience of seeing students when they write such a wonderful messages after they clear the FMG or they move to other countries? How was
Definitely,
your
sir.
experience?
Definitely, that is always, at the end of the day, we won't be able to be in this field. You've also been for a very long time and working with Philippines. We've been doing the same as well, sir. And ultimately, you cannot be in a place, especially in a, work as volatile as this, without having that ultimate satisfaction that what you are doing is producing good quality doctors for society from people who would have really not been able to even dream about becoming doctors. That really is always overwhelming. And yes, I've seen a lot of our students who are actually going abroad also to pursue PLAB or USMLE. A lot of our students who have cleared the Neet PG, our hospital, yes, our
PG.
hospital which has also set up in Pune, the overwhelming response that we are getting of our own doctors who have graduated, yeah, our
Children.
own children, they are all coming back and they're saying, sir, you tell us, we just want to come and work along with you. That is some form of a thank that we get from them, a thank you for helping them achieve their dreams. And when it comes specifically to the PLAB that you were mentioning, I don't need to go too far, sir. In my own home, my sister, she has graduated from Philippines as well, and she herself has cleared the PLAB in her first attempt. And yeah, in her first
Attempt.
attempt, she was able to go through it, no issues at all. And now, of course, she's working in the UK as well. So, this is a story which is there throughout. You have a lot of our students. In fact, one of our first batches, we had a student who was All India Rank 1 FMG, and then later on went to the US and was working in uh, some of the top hospitals over there as well in Washington, and in fact became the head of his department as well. So we have all these doctors in John Hopkins Hospital. John Hopkins. Yes, yes. So we have our graduates who are working over there as well. So when you are, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, sir.
But Do you know that John
Yeah.
Hopkins, how many Filipino students, how many DMSS students are working? 13 students,
Yes. Yes,
1-3.
sir. Yes, sir. And
1-3, 13 students, and all of them are in the departments. Like you talk about internal medicine, you talk about the general medicine. They're all the department head, not just working as an doctors or an
yeah.
intern. They have cleared the
Yeah.
USMLE, which we call as one of the toughest exam or exam, which is not as a dream for even for Indian students, Indian doctors want to crack. Our children have managed to crack the exam either in the first or second
Yeah.
level, clearing all the step 1, step 2, step 3, and 13 students from
Yeah.
DMSF are actually department heads in
Yes.
job trainings, which when I was overshot. I was overshot because the amount of quality what the school actually give back to our children or to the students is always on top, and we never even expected it. But every year, the consistency and the results always goes on high.
Definitely. Definitely. That is the one thing that makes us
No,
really happiest at the end of the day, sir. Knowing that we've been able to produce this, we've been able to play a small role in helping these students. Definitely, sir.
no, but I don't say it's a small role. See, I can say that, for example, looking at you almost like 10 years
Yeah.
behind, you take all the responsibility, not just about talking to the children. You run the dormitory, you have facilities, and you take care of the visa part. And then if they have any questions, and the most important thing, we also celebrate during the graduation time with the children. Like the parents come all the way to graduation. Coming back again, we give them option of preparing for FMG, and still they come back to us for various other level, the counseling, and still we continue to do the
Yes. Yes,
service.
sir. Yeah, and that's exactly right, sir.
Now,
Uh,
yeah.
you-
Now I have a few quick questions because I know it's already like more than 35 minutes I've taken. You said only 30 minutes. I've already taken 35 minutes of your time. Just few questions.
yeah.
In general, when it says like Philippines, why very few college has been very popular for the Indian students in general? Like you can buy like infrastructure, but from your point of angle, I could namely say that one is like DMSF is a hot hub for Indian students, no matter from students coming from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, that will be the first one destination for the
Yeah.
students. Second, I can see the recently I've been to the school which is belong like University of Gulias. I've seen 18 country nationalities. I was shocked to see like all the country nationalities come because they say it's safe and a very quiet city. And the third, we're talking about the broken shell. In general, what is the point when you compare with other medical schools? Why these are the top three schools or the schools which has more number of Indian students or international students are the favorite
Yes, sir.
choice?
So ultimately, sir, these students, you need to first see the quality of education that is being given within these campuses and the infrastructure that is also available to the students. The infrastructure, quality of education, the teachers who themselves are there, who can understand what the requirement for an Indian student is, and are able to help them out to achieve the results that they need, especially in the FMG or the next whatever it is. Helping them throughout that way is very, very essential. And as you are mentioning before also, it is not just the education itself. Of course, the education, that is the one part, going to the classroom and learning, that is the one part which the students need to do. But the overall support that the students get in every other asset when they are in a different country, going back to their dormitory, getting their food, making sure their documents before travel is all taken care of, after completion, making sure that everything is being handled well, their FMG, as you were rightly mentioning, getting them till their registration point. All that support, when we are able to ensure that even the universities that we are partnering with are able to help out in that and provide good quality education with good infrastructure, that is all crucial to ensure that the student is successful when they come back. So all these things need to be considered, sir. And all these things, when you look at, these colleges are able to help out the students in every step. Yeah.
Now, coming back again, we are expecting the need to sell any positive new changes or new guidelines that you're expecting from the Philippines side, from your point of angle. Any positive signs from your side? It can be from the Philippines medical school or medical body or anything from your side. Have you heard about any news in
Yes, sir,
general?
yes, sir. We, of course, we are in talks with, because we've been working with the Philippines for a long time, and I think you also might be aware. we have a good rapport with some of the agencies, the governmental agencies that are placed over there, and there are talks going on between the two governments regarding strengthening relations, especially in the medical field. And there have been certain communications which have been done between the government organizations of Philippines and India, the embassies, the education department, and even the education medical education departments over here and the embassy over here. So all these communications, we are, with all of the things that are going on, we are expecting something even more helpful towards the students educations that will come out in the next few days time, and if not 1 or 2 weeks time, you can expect something very positive, sir. Yeah.
So I'm too excited, but I don't know whether I can ask this question or not. But since like we just complement each other, so an expected news will be like students can get a registration in Philippines, or they can go for a license. Can that be happening shortly? I'm just asking
Yes,
in general.
that is in two ways. That is going to be possible. One is, I think you would have known regarding the updates in their House and the Senate, which has been taking place quite frequently. And right now, they were just undergoing some elections as well. So that is also under process. And of course, this communication also with what has already been started off in the Philippines government, we can expect something along those lines. And specifically with that new notice which has come on from the NMC, we can expect something to be very well aligned. And already we were confident that Philippines will always be able to support the students who are studying. But from both the sides, from India and the Philippines, we can expect something a lot more positive, sir, towards that.
So one thing I'm more confident because see, when we say about medical studies in abroad, we know why Philippines is number one destination or why Philippines is always a favorite choice for the Indian students or Indian
Yeah.
family. But the most important thing, what I've been collecting information from various resources, the existing students, close to like 2,500, 3,000 Indian students currently in Philippines are actually more
Yes.
safer. That means like they can say, okay, they're all relaxed because of the new norms. They always get worried. There the NMC norms, whether they have to get registration or license. At least with the new advisory, it clearly says either registration or advisory. This also says the children, those are currently in Philippines, they're doing the second or third or fourth year of medical program. So that is one thing is done. As you said rightly, that between the Indian government, the relationship is building frequently, of like back to back. Very recently, you must be knowing that Indian citizen can go to Philippines with 14 days on arrival, which was not
Yeah.
earlier. Until June first week, it just started, which was also attract the Indians nationality to go frequently. Because earlier when parents come for counseling, they say, "No, I want to see the my son or daughter, they say, yes, we get invitation, then they go to embassy, they process. Now everything has been taken out because, as you said rightly, between India and Philippines, the
Yeah.
government works very closely. One of the important part we can say it's actually like the visa for Indian nationality on arrival, also as an access for the Indian students and parents if they want to visit Philippines to see our infrastructure, the facilities, the quality, hospitals, and visit and come back. It's also another way of open door. What is from your
Yeah,
point of view?
definitely. They are opening their doors, opening wide for Indian nationals to actually travel over there, and that is actually speaking a lot into a lots of a lot in terms of what kind of a relation India and Philippines want to have with each other. Both countries are growing countries, you can say, in terms of economy and in terms of presence in our regions as well. And with the current changes in regulations, this is just one step. And even flights are going to be opening up, direct flights between India and are also
Philippines.
going to be opening up very soon. Tourism sector, definitely, in terms of investment in other sectors also, Philippines has generally been more proactive. The relations between India and Philippines, of course, you might know, even in the military, this, that, and other things. And medical education and or education as a whole itself is also one of the key focuses that they are trying to have for the growth in relation between the two countries. So that is why both of them are proactively working on this. And you know very well that last year, in fact, they had the 75 years of relation between the two
Celebration.
countries, which was celebrated. Yeah,
Country.
and yeah, we can expect some good, even better news coming out from between the two countries in terms of relations and in terms of what can be possible for the future.
As you said, I had an opportunity to meet the Philippine ambassador. He invited me as a meeting in Chennai last year. I was quite shocked. We were only focusing for education and sending students and taking care of students. But you see, the corporate companies like TCS or Tech Mahindra or Zoho or even Wipro, they give more importance to Philippines because the major is actually they say one, the government is very supportive, the Philippines government is very supportive. The law help in terms of sending the Indian technical qualified people to work in Philippines, the law. The most important thing, they also help in terms of taxation benefits. So, which is I was not aware because I only focus for education. I go on a school visit, but this was a very common informal meeting when I had a chance to get along all these details. I was quite surprised actually. And the most important thing when you're coming back, rightly said, the NEET result is going to out in 1 or 2 days' time. Hopefully, we can expect some positive between either from the medical agency in Philippines or either from the embassy side. And I'm too excited. If you get any kind of notification, I will be waiting for your call to get
Absolutely,
update.
absolutely. I'll be more than happy to share, and I think both of us are eagerly waiting for that. And I'm sure that a lot of students as well who are looking to, who are just thinking, should we go here, there, whatever it is, they should all look at this as generally an option, as a good option, as the best option that is available out there. And you will not be, the students, I'm sure, will not be disappointed with regards to what is in store in Philippines for them in terms of education. Yes, sir.
I'm so happy that almost 45 minutes of your time. I don't know whether you know, you said 30 minutes. And I said, let's stop the conversation. We'll see how interesting. But first, I have to thank you again for joining the session. We had a lot of discussions talking about the FMG, about the quality, in terms of advisory. So many things we discussed. I will be very happy to have one more conversation with you in live after the NEET result. Hopefully, with a new advisor when it comes, we should have one more live. You should promise
Sure,
with
sure,
us.
absolutely, sir. You'll be the first person that I speak to about this openly on a platform, sir. Be more. Thank you so
But
much.
as I started in the beginning, I always admire you, the cool and the calm, how you always maintain. I try to take very few from you, but of course it's not easy. But still, I try to take it. With that, I just want to end
Thank
this
you, sir.
note.
Thank you so much, sir, and thank you for the opportunity, sir.
And, right, we will connect again one more time in our
Will
channel.
do, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.